Racer everywhere dreams of competing at and winning at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Today, 32 drivers in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series get the chance to be free as they compete at the Big Brickyard live on Racing America. Gas at the greatest race course in the world with former NASCAR champion crew chief and Brickyard 400 winning crew chief Andy Petrie. I'm Alan Bestwick. Welcome to the Speedway. Andy, racing at and winning at the Speedway. What did it mean to you?
Alan, it's unbelievable. On this property was just an almost overwhelming motorsports experience for me. But as we competed on the track and I've Victor Earnhardt Sr., Brickyard 400, kind of the ultimate crew chief experience to do that at this famed speedway. I'm really looking forward to seeing. Love the fortunate enough to be with Tyler Reddick and that team when we won here.
Yep.
Of course, so a lot of history here.
The history, the traditions of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they're so well known and so treasured, including one that started in 1996 spontaneously. Talking about kissing the bricks. It was after winning 400 in 1996 that Dale Jarrett's crew chief Todd Parrott said, "Hey, come on, let's go out to that yard of bricks." And the Speedway saw that and said, "Oh, we're onto something here." And now every winner here, and you're looking at past Trans Am and TA2 winners here at the Speedway, they enjoy that moment of the yard of commemorating so many years ago. It's a picture they always in a very prominent place.
When I did win of the team as a team and kneel down and kiss the bricks,
Kiss a brick. It's a brick. Great. Put back to the grid.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Today's round 6 of the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series for 2026. The cars will be rolling to the grid shortly, and they'll be headed out onto the speedway right around the top of the hour to begin today's 1-hour sprint race. So, the events of today and the storylines of today kind of informed by the events of the last round of the series that happened a few weeks ago at Limerock Park in Connecticut. It was a wet and wild day full of chaos for sure.
Trans Am is racing at Limerock.
This is their first time at speed all weekend in the rain. Matty Brabs is slowed and Menard is by. New leader Paul Menard.
Oh, trouble for Dyson. He has crashed. It appears like he locked the brakes. The car got off into the grass. Oh, is there contact?
There
yes! And the car goes in the wall. And the checkered flag for Wisconsin's Paul Menard. The TA2 Series is racing at Limerock.
Oh, Noah Harmon making it 2-3 wide up the curb again.
There's a car in the tire wall halfway up the hill.
That's our veteran Alfa Matos.
Headed for the checkered flag. Alonde from the pole takes the checkers in the Q3 TA2 race at Limerock.
So more on Rafa Matos in just a minute. You saw the wreck that he had in that Limerock race. Rafa suffered a couple of broken ribs and a punctured lung in that accident. Very happy to report Rafa's been here at the race course this weekend. He said the lung is all healed up, the ribs are healing quickly, and we expect to see him back behind the wheel of a TA2 car, perhaps as soon as Watkins Glen next round.
Yeah, we saw him earlier this weekend, and he looked, like you said, he looks healthy. He wants to get back to winning. This is a guy that's used to taking the checkered flag. And to get him back out here and see him possibly back on the podium in victory lane would be a good sight.
He said he's coming back after championship number 4, if that gives you an idea of the mindset of our 3-time champion, Rafa Matos. All right, so back to the focus on who is in today's race. Keith Procek is the subject of our next-gen driver profile. Keith is a longtime veteran of the series, been competing in Trans Am and TA2 competition since 2014. He's just missed the last 2 championships. In fact, last year he missed the Pro-Am title by a mere 6 points. And of note for Keith, his business partner in HP Tuners is Chris Piastri, the dad of Formula One McLaren star Oscar Piastri. Keith Procek getting ready to go today at Indy. He's standing by with the newest member of our Trans Am broadcast team. We welcome Nate Dreyer.
Procek. You've been well. We're wrestling alley. How special?
Big places to run.
I think we're all driving a little bit harder because we want to win here more than probably most places.
Let's talk about this weekend, 5th quickest in Pro-Am qualifying. Where's the balance of your race car? Bennett, what do you like about it? What are you hoping that you found for today's race?
So we did some testing before this weekend, and we found something. And so we were quicker in practice, but then we made a change for qualifying, and it just didn't work out the way we wanted for the race. But I think I'm confident for today. I think the car is pretty good. I think the driver probably needs a little bit of work. This track specifically, it's a very technical track, very difficult, challenging. And as a driver, normally you want to blame it on the car, but I can say, I think this weekend the speed is really up to me. I gotta do what I gotta do and get some speed out of the car.
You mentioned the technical nature of this racetrack. Kind of tricky to pass in some cars. What is the ability in one of these TA2 cars to be able to make it through the field and make up a little bit of progress from 5th in the Pro-Am grid where you're starting? Well,
one thing is you got to run consistent, you got to run clean, because you make a mistake and someone's going to capitalize. But it is difficult to pass. I mean, you have high horsepower cars, low downforce, no ABS, right? So we're coming to those brake zones 160 without ABS, and you're trying to outbrake someone. You lock up the tires, and boom, you're going out of the corner. So it's challenging, but because we're not an open wheel car, we can bump each other a little bit, and we can rub, and we can rely on that. But we're an aggressive series, so I think there's going to be a bit of that. And you're going to see a lot of action in turn 1, turn 7. Hopefully I'm making some of that action because, we have some ground to make up. It is challenging, but, we'll get it done.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you.
Keith Procek, back to Alan and Andy.
Cool.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope it wasn't as bad as it felt.
No, that was very good.
Sorry about that. They were screaming at me, and I'm just like, oh god, let's do it like it's.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts deliver strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
His 4-time winner here in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and maybe that's some luck on my side. He lost right on the pole yesterday, and I really wanted the pole. You know, I mean, not only at this track, but just to start up in front of the series. So really excited. Team SLR, Chevrolet. So yeah, it's I have to pinch myself every time I roll off a pit road here because it's just so incredible to be here. But yeah, really excited for today.
Well-rounded race car driver. I know you run late models, you run road courses, you do a lot of extra stuff. But what have you learned that helps you at a track like this? Tell me what's the key to getting around this technical course.
Yeah, I mean, I think this track is one of the more proper road courses that we go to, and I think the name of the game today is just going to be tire management. As this track gets hot, it lays down a lot of rubber, but that also means it gets really slick and greasy out there. So, you know, the drivers, you can adapt and save their stuff. It's going to help them a lot in the end. So, I mean, obviously, yes, we're going to try and lead every lap that we can and get the clean air, because that's also going to be really important here. But no, tire management is going to be the name of the game today.
Well, you've done an incredible job so far, and if you keep on this same track that you've been on, who knows, in a few years, Castor Nevis might be the other Helio.
Here's my question. If you win today, are you going to climb the fence?
I was telling a couple people that, but I don't want to make Roger Penske mad, so we'll see how it goes. But if the time's right, you'll see me up on that fence.
All right, there you go. Good luck today. Thanks for coming out here to do this.
Thank you.
Our championship leader, our pole sitter for today, Helio Meza, with us live at Indianapolis. Maybe he's going to kiss a brick later on today. You never know. I'll bet it'll be sweet. We'll be right back.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
And welcome back, everybody, to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series on Racing America, counting down to the green flag of our first race of the day. It's going to be a great one, and the false grid starting to fill up right behind me. We've heard already about how technical, how tricky this racetrack is. The president of the Trans Am Series, Andy Lally, went for a track walk earlier this week, and he can show you around what it takes to go fast at this track.
This weekend, the Trans Am Series visits and races at one of the most iconic tracks on the planet, not just our schedule. Every driver wants to see their number at the top of that pylon, and every driver for sure wants to be here kissing the bricks at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are about a quarter mile into the longest straightaway that we have in road racing, and all the way down there, we have a long way to go, another 3/4 of a mile before we get on the brakes for turn one. And now, down here, nearly 3/4 of a mile later, showing up at over 180 miles an hour, these TA cars are going to be flying down to a really tight 40-45 mile an hour corner as we enter the road course at Indianapolis. The first 4 corners are pretty straightforward on the road course section here. Grass on each side, a couple gravel traps, but the confusing part sometimes to the fans is just how wide open the first chicane is, turn 5 and 6. The width of my arms doesn't even come close to covering the paint section here. A short little hop over the second curb right here is going to bring us drifting out to the grass into a lane where we could probably be 7 wide, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. After a hard braking zone in turn 7, a series of S's followed by kind of a medium speed sweeper. We're in turn 11 here. Turn 11 is unique because you're going to enter this super fast sweeper with relatively flat ground, but then you're going to pick up the banking as we see here way in the distance, about 3/4 of the way through the turn. Big weight on the nose and a very tight first gear corner into just one more section of road course that's a few hundred yards long before we blast back on to the front straightaway and cross the line of bricks for a lap at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. Adrian Vostowski is rolling off in the 5th position for the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 race. You've put together 3 straight top 10 finishes coming into today. Pretty good speed in qualifying. Is that going to translate into the 42 laps today?
Yeah, I think so. We had a little bit of issues all weekend long. I had to learn the track. We had a problem every session so far, even qualifying. So I feel like we do have some speed. I think attrition is going to be huge here. I feel like we're going to have a lot of guys, a lot of yellows this weekend. So the CMI Ford Mustang's been pretty quick when we have everything together. So I think we have everything together now.
What about the race car? Have you been working on most overnight? What have you guys been trying to find, hopefully find a little bit of speed and work your way up the grid?
We're trying not to break our nose anymore. We broke our splitter on a curbing here. We're running a little too low, so we strengthened it. We picked it up a little bit, and I think that's if we could have that the whole race, we'll be good.
What would it mean to you to win at Indianapolis if you're able to do it at the end of the morning?
It'll be such a big deal. Today's Father's Day. My dad's birthday's June 19th. I run the 619 on my suit. So it was his birthday. He passed away 15 years ago, so it'll be a really big deal, especially on Father's Day. I missed him a lot this weekend. He's been on my mind a lot this weekend, and just that would be awesome for him.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's Adrian Vostowski. Let's move up the grid a little bit here and see who else we may have a chance to chat to. One of the youngest guys in the field is the youngster, the number 10, Ethan Tovo, who is having a quick word with the team. If we can quick grab Ethan. Again, the youngster, your first time here in one of these cars at Indianapolis. How's the weekend been so far for you?
Yeah, you know, it's been really good. We've definitely been making a lot of improvements with the car, and I think that's really important. We've gotten better every session, so I'm hoping we can just keep it on the podium, hopefully. You know, the last thing we want to do is just blow our tires off or just make a mistake. So just trying to be consistent, stay up front.
This racetrack is very technical. We've heard that a lot throughout the day from everybody so far. What have you had to learn so far? What's been tricky for you to try to master this 2.4-mile course?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been pretty hard. I did GR Cup here last year, which is a little easier than this, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot you have to worry about, specifically in this car, just because this car is so heavy, you know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm doing a little better. It's definitely pretty hard, like compared to the other tracks we do this year. So it's really just about like not spinning the tires and just being consistent.
I mean, you're midway through, just about now, your first season. You're 15 years old in one of these cars. Tell us where your confidence is at. What have you learned throughout the season? How much better of a driver are you now from where you were at the beginning of this season?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this is more of a learning year for me. We've been pretty consistently up front, and I think that's important. So, I mean, I hope to just keep staying up here and just getting better every race.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you.
That's Ethan Tovo, of course, the two Tovo twins, both 15 years old. They have been so impressive this year. Let's go to the second place starter and the guy that was the winner at Limerock. Alon Day is hopping out of his JSSI number 17. Alon, coming off a win, have all the momentum in the world. How confident are you? How ready are you for today's race?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Obviously, again, Helio did a great job putting it on pole by just. But yeah, the JSSI car is so quick, so it's going to be a long race. Just need to be smart, need to survive turn one because it's hard braking zone into turn one. So I hope nobody will do a stupid mistake from behind and take us out. And yeah, try to manage. It's a long race, so try to manage the tires, try to manage the car and everything, and hopefully we will have a good fight in the end.
You mentioned the tire management. We've heard that from a lot of different drivers already. Where does this track rank, and what is so tricky about it in terms of dealing with the tire and the brake temperatures and keeping the car, you know, together throughout the entire up to hour and 15-minute race?
I think because the way the track is, with the banking in the oval and then a lot of fast corners, I don't know exactly, but it feels like the tires are getting worse and worse like every lap, and the drop is very high. It's like 1 second a lap almost. So it's definitely going to be the main, in my opinion, this is going to be the main game right now. Who's going to manage the tires, who's going to be the smartest, and not who's going to be the most aggressive.
This race, you're going up against Helio. We know how good he is. Overnight, what did you and the team work on? Where on the race car do you think you've improved things to be able to have that slight advantage in the race over the 28 car?
There are a few people in this team in SLR, and they are the brain behind everything. They are the brain behind the way we are front row almost every race, and I let them do the job. I just try to do the best. My job is to drive the car, and I try to do the best I can to drive the car and see how I can pass him, you know, and overcome and try to get the edge on him. But it's going to be tough again. As he did a great job since the very beginning of the season. But I'm sure we will see the JSSI car up there.
All right, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Alon Day looking to go back-to-back. He's got to get by the all-conquering 28 car of Helio Meza. We're going to step aside right back here on Racing America from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Back live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we're getting ready for round 6 of the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series season.
You can see the cars on the grid right now getting ready to pull out on the pit lane. And then we're going to see these guys go at it for 75 minutes or see just who can come out on top of all this.
Four-cornered, 2.5-mile rectangle, the oval at Indianapolis, where they conduct the Indianapolis 500. But how many of the drivers could just off memory diagram the Grand Prix course here at Indianapolis? We decided to find out.
Isn't that funny? I put the upside down goggles on upside down.
I think I know where I am. Yeah, let's see where I'm starting at. We're going to Indy, so we're going to do Indy.
I don't even know where start finish is. This is going to be a long lap.
Front stretch.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I don't even know which way is left and right anymore. This, that.
And that's Indy.
Did I even connect it? I can't even see. Yeah, that's not even close.
Can I edit? Down is up and up is down.
I went to the Nürburgring instead of Indy for this one, I think.
I mean, it looks like a deformed piece of toast. Close.
Closer, yeah.
I mean, yeah, we'll just do like a...
Yeah.
There we go. Boom. It's not bad.
It's some were better than others.
I was going to say, I've never driven a lap here, but I think I could have done a better job. Oh, that's probably confusing, though.
14 turns, just under 2.5 miles around. Long, high-speed straightaways and big braking corners. Turn 1, lap 1, always an interesting thing. That's something to look for here in the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, that turn 1, and after this long straightaway, like you said, is always the hot spot.
Yeah.
There isn't an escape route over there if you can't make the corner. But we always see these guys are trying to take advantage of each other at every opportunity, and there's no better or bigger opportunity than turn 1.
So this is round 6 of the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series season. And a look at the championship standings coming in. You'll find 2 teammates at the top of the pile. Helio Meza and Alon Day, teammates for SLR Racing, 1 and 2. Meza's lead actually grew at the race he didn't win this season. After Limerock Park, his lead actually went from 39 to those 50 points you see. Alon Day, he won that Limerock race, the only other winner this season besides Meza, but he had difficulties in a couple of earlier races this season, so he's trying to dig out of the gap and see if he can close in. He got closer to Meza, but Meza's farther away from second place.
But the lead actually grew. I tell you, Meza's
right.
just done such a great job this year, and an emerging superstar in whatever racing series he decides to pursue. But this one right here, he's got a pretty good grip on.
And you see the rest of the top 10 in the championship, again, heading into today, round 6 of 12 in our 2026 season. This is the beginning of a difficult stretch for these teams, back-to-back race weeks this season, which is the only time this is going to happen this season. From here, the teams go right on to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, and the big, beautiful National Park of Speed, the 4-mile Road America course, next weekend that you'll see here live on Racing America. So it's a short week for the teams. It's a tough week. And that's a conversation back in the paddock as well today about how you approach today's races. Hey, remember, we only got a couple days till we have to have this race car ready to go up at Road America.
Yeah, these teams are really not built for that kind of constant racing, back-to-back weeks. So they have to figure out how to do it with what they have, and that's why they're looking at this race to. Although it's, we saw they're expecting some yellows, like more yellows than normal. People want to try to preserve their equipment because just with a couple of days turnaround to get back up to Wisconsin is definitely on everyone's mind.
Yeah, for sure. So that's part of the strategy for today as well, is race hard, but remember, you need to bring this car back in as close to one piece as you possibly can to have it ready to go next week at Elkhart Lake. So, beautiful weather for today. For the Trans Am Series by Pirelli race later on this afternoon, there is some concern. A weather system closing in could maybe cause a wrinkle in conditions toward the end of the race. Forecast is looking better and better for that to be a completely dry race. But for this right now, it's beautiful weather. Now, here's something going on the track right now that applies to that Trans Am race later. David Pintarek had a terrible wreck here yesterday, and his crew worked all day and half the night to rebuild this race car. Officials letting him just do a little bed-in lap to make sure there's no leaks and everything's good before he takes that car back to the paddock and gets ready for the Trans Am race at 1:30 Eastern Time.
Yeah, he suffered a pretty big blow at the end of the front straightaway, probably the fastest part of this racetrack, and punched that outside wall. Looked like he might just be done for the weekend, and like we said earlier, he might have not even been able to make it to Road America next week, but the team really dug in. I've checked in on quite a few times yesterday, and they were just bound and determined to get this car fixed and get it out there where David could compete, and looks like they've done a good job.
All right, down there you see the grid gathered in Gasoline Alley. Pace car at the head of the field, and the dignitaries are gathered as well to get our race started. Let's head down to pit lane.
Starter of the Indianapolis 500 Motorsports legend, Lynn St. James.
Drivers, start your engines!
Indianapolis legend and Trans Am legend as well, Lynn St. James. We'll hear from Lynn later on today during our broadcast, but the field fired up back there on the false grid. In a minute, they'll roll through historic Gasoline Alley and hang a right and head up the pit lane and on to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Grand Prix course to get ready for our race this afternoon.
There's Helio Meza. He's just been so dominant this year, and you could hear it in Alon Day's voice. He's like, I've got to figure out something. I've got to figure out a few things because we're teammates. We kind of drive the same car. He knows that, and he's trying to close the gap. He really got close in qualifying, and it's got to be encouraging for Alon to be able to, especially winning last week, now to be able to maybe, close in on some of this dominance.
He's just a tenth of a second or so off in qualifying, which around a 2.5 mile, 14 turn lap is
That's nothing.
Not much. Yes. So the field rolling from the grid now. A beautiful scene.
I know. I love this place so much. It's always just it's a special place. I mean, in your heart when you come to this track, and the road course to me is just as much as the oval. Having won on both in some capacity or the other, it's just a great place to come back to.
So a look at some of the facts and figures around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Grand Prix course that our teams will run today. Of course, the Speedway itself opened in 1909. The Grand Prix course was not initially part of it. It was built for the year 2000 and was modified to its current layout in 2014. And for today, this is just the fourth time that the Cube for Your Architecture TA2 Series will race on this speedway, and the first time since 2019. There you look at turn 7.
It's such a beautiful course. You see, it's all groomed so nicely. Everything is just manicured perfect. And it's just kind of the Roger Penske way, right? I mean, you come to one of his facilities and you know everything's going to be buttoned up and beautiful. But this one is something special.
Penske Entertainment, owners of the Speedway. A look at the 14-turn Indianapolis Motor Speedway course that the teams will be challenged by today.
You see they come across the start-finish line here. It's just such a long straightaway. It looks, and this is kind of gives you a sense of how narrow it is. They're going to go about 162 miles an hour. Hard braking right here. They got to get it down to 47 miles an hour to make that corner. And then the rest of these twisty S's and then to get back out on the back straightaway, which is also very, very long. Goes into turn 7. Just a 90-degree corner. High braking again there. A couple of switchbacks. And then you take this sweeper. We saw Andy Lally talking about this. It's flat to up on the banking of the oval, real quick into turn 12, and then the left, and then the right. Right here, this is one of the most critical areas of the track. Keeping speed off of turn 14 because it carries all the way down that front straightaway.
And that a lap of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Grand Prix course that these drivers will challenge this afternoon for 42 laps, just over 100 miles, and again, a 75-minute time limit on the race if necessary. If it proves to play out like Alonde thought with a lot of cautions today, then that might come into play, and we'll keep an eye on the clock as it goes. Here is the starting lineup for today's round 6 of the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Helio Meza back on pole position again with Alonde, his championship rival and teammate, alongside Ethan Tovo and Gavin Gleitzman in row number 2. Gleitzman's second consecutive Q4 run for Gleitzman. Third in the championship, Adrian Vlovstovsky is in row number 3 with Thomas Merrill. Jace Denmark in a new ride alongside Jackson Tovo. Laney Bice is in row number 5 alongside Tanner Reif. The pole position for the Pro-Am drivers, 17th spot, Tim Carroll. Wasn't even planning on entering this event. He's from Santa Ana, California. Pulled it together, made the toe in, one of the West Coast drivers in the Trans Am Western Series. And here he is, qualifying fastest in the Pro-Am category today, and he'll lead that group to the green flag in a minute.
Yeah, just a little bit faster than Jared Audrick. He's the guy that's been dominant in the Pro-Am, and to come in there and best his time is a pretty good accomplishment.
Audrick having won 4 of the 5 races this season in the Pro-Am category, and the rest of our 32-car starting lineup for today's Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. So they'll be coming back around to the green flag next time by. And again, if you're new to Trans Am competition, the format, the traditional one, 100 miles flat out. Go as fast as you can. There are no planned pit stops in a Trans Am race. And it's about managing tires, managing brakes, no power steering, no driver aids, no ABS. It's all on the guy or gal behind the wheel to manage all of that to be in the best spot come the end of 100 miles.
Yeah, the driver's a big, big part of this. And that's what I love about this series, is that's what sets them apart, is driver talent. Up here now, and these cars are very powerful race cars. They make their V8 engines make a lot of power, and like you said, they don't have any driver aids in them, but they're still a fairly high-tech race car. You can see all the dashes. They got a lot of information in front of them. Not a lot of things they can do to adjust the car, and that's why the driver's so important.
Adrian Vlovstovsky, Alonde, Noah Harmon carrying onboard cameras for us today at Indianapolis, and we'll give you the onboard view for this 100-mile spread around this great race course. So turn 1, lap 1, every race, every category on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course, it's always a big thing. Somebody's chance to compete for the win is always ruined. Turn 1, lap 1 at the start of these races.
Well, we'll be holding our breath here, and hopefully they'll all make it through. And like I said, it's that corner, that turn 1 is the one that's the biggest opportunity to make a move and pass your competitors. Some of these guys think if they've got a faster car, they want to pounce right there. It's hard braking. Make sure, hopefully everybody judges it correctly and they can make it through there.
Jim Gallagher on pit road before the green flag even flies. Here comes the field off onto the main straightaway. Pace car is off. Helio Meza, driver's right. That's the inside spot for the right-hander into turn 1. Alonde is alongside. For the first time since 2019, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series is racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Three wide, just behind the race leaders. Now they sorted out to 2 wide. Who's going to get hurt in the corner? Who's going to get through?
Well, we see a little bit of contact. Nope, there goes
one spinner.
around.
Is that Cale Phillips?
There goes another one.
Another one. And that's going to be a big impact.
I think that was Jackson Tovo.
And is that, who's that's off the pace coming down the inside? That's not Vostovsky. Yeah, that's Jackson Tovo over there. And who else coming out of the grass? That's Vostovsky. It is, yes. Yep. So the guys that started in row number 2 have had their chance to win this race, wrinkled up in the first corner. We stay under the green flag for the moment. It's Helio Meza leading off of turn number 11. This is that short chute between ovals turns 1 and 2. Braking zone, another passing opportunity here. And now the final couple of corners before they come up onto the main straightaway. This transition from this last corner onto the main straightaway has caught a couple of guys out this weekend also.
Yeah, it's a super fast sweeping corner that you got to carry that momentum down the front stretch. So everybody's going to push it to the limit. You can see a lot of them coming really close to that wall.
So Helio Meza leads lap number 1. Alon Day runs in second position. Ethan Tovo is third. Gavin Gleitzman is fourth. And then that's Thomas Merrill in the 26th, fifth. Jace Denmark in the 68 is sixth, his first time in this ride for TRB Autosport.
See Alon Day trying to just maintain contact with Meza in these early laps. We heard Helio Meza talking about how, tire conservation management is going to be key today because this track is really hard on tires and you lose a lot of speed as the laps click off. They're full of fuel. They got enough fuel on board to go the full 100 miles. So that's one of the things that they deal with in these first laps. And before halfway, really, their balance probably isn't ideal because of that full load of fuel. A little bit harder on the tires.
So as the field settles down and spreads out a little bit, let's take a look at what happened there. This is off of turn 5, the 5-6 chicane.
Looked like the initial contact was Jackson Tovo.
Something just backed up there.
Yep.
That was like an accordion back, yeah. Into the tire barriers.
Somebody did do something that the other one expected.
Yeah. So Jackson Tovo's car has pulled off the course at a cutout at turn 7 at the end of Holman Boulevard as Thomas Merrill looks inside of Gavin Gleitzman for a spot. That'll be for 4th place. So the Jackson Tovo car has pulled off the course at turn number 7. There it is. And so his day is not even one lap and done.
Yeah,
it's just
not a good one.
Done.
He had a really good qualifying run and have high hopes for this one. And it's really difficult to lose that on the first lap. The opportunity to have a good finish.
Kind of an overcoming obstacles weekend for Jackson Tovo. They had an engine problem here during the testing, the test day on Friday, and lost a little bit of track time, and then had the decent qualifying run, but again, didn't even get to complete a full lap. So this is a battle between teammates here. 75 is Tanner Wright, 7 is Noah Harmon. These are the two teammates for Silver Hair Racing, and they're fighting for 7th and 8th. Harmon with a look inside on board from the Cube 3 Architecture onboard camera. So Harmon will pick up that 7th spot and push Rife back to the number 8 position. Looks like Ethan Tovo, they're in that number 10, red and white Dick's Sporting Goods Toyota Camry, trying to hang there with Alon Day for 2nd spot, see if he can find some opportunity.
Doing a really good job. This is one of his best starts of a race so far this year. You talk to a lot of these guys, and the Chevy teams with Scott Legacy Motorsports. They've had the kind of a stronghold on the field this year. Yep. Toyota's been playing catch up. It looks like they've made a step in that direction. I mean, this is a good start of the race. For Ethan Tovo and Toyota bunch.
Just looking back in the field, Cale Phillips. Remember, I spun off of turn 1, lap 1, confirming it was Cale Phillips, who is one of the contenders for the Pro-Am Championship in TA2 racing this year. So he's running all the way back now, 29th in line. Mentioned Jim Gallagher coming down the pit lane as the field was coming to the green. He is on the track and in 30th place. As the field comes around to knock off what would be the 4th of 42 laps in this race. So it's Meza, Day, Tovo, Gleitzman, and Merrill, the front 5. Then Denmark, Harmon, Reif, Tyler Casera, who most of the year serves as a driver coach for Nitro Motorsports, but he's back behind the wheel here. He's running in the car number 90 in that Toyota Camry. He's running in 9th position. Laney Weiss rounds out the top 10. Deeper in, it's Seamus McKendry in 11th. Gian Buffalmati 12th. Michael LaPaglia, one of the West Coast drivers, in 13th. Eric Caton, local driver from here in Indianapolis, who is running well in the championship for the full season campaign. He's in 14th. And Austin, Texas driver Joe Frodero is rounding out the top 15. Here's that race between Gleitzman and Merrill. Gleitzman, a young man from the Chicago area. He is a mere 16 years old. Just finished his sophomore year in high school. And he's here at Indianapolis racing in a TA2 car.
It just amazes me how these young guys can get in these cars. You know, powerful, sophisticated race cars and do as well as they do. This is, you know, with the Tobo twins and these youngsters out here, they look like they've been racing forever.
Thomas Merrill, who's chasing him, is tied for 5th all-time in wins in this category in that blue and white number 26 machine for Cope race cars and HP tuners. So he's continuing to try and put some pressure on. This is experience versus youth here in the braking zone for turn 1.
It's like Merrill's got position on him. Can he complete this pass? Yes.
So put Thomas Merrill up to the number 4 spot and Gavin Gleitzman back to 5th. Merrill, 39 years old, Salinas, California. He bounces back and forth this season between running this Dodge in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series and running a car in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. And he's got a couple other rides in a couple other sports car series as well. So Thomas, a very busy driver this summer. So Noah Harmon beginning to move up now. After passing his teammate Tanner Reif, Harmon closing in on the back of Jace Denmark. As you see Merrill and Gleitzman hit the braking zone. Then that race behind them between Denmark and Harmon. And trying to close in behind them is Tanner Reif trying to stay in the fight. There they are, Harmon picking up a spot here. A couple people we've seen past his teammate Tanner Reif in that spot as well. The braking zone for turn 12 and 13.
It looks like a good passing opportunity.
So Noah Harmon, after starting back at 11th position, has just moved up to the number 6 spot, and he's on the move.
I think Thomas Merrill now putting this a little bit of a gap over Gleitzman. See if he can run these top 3 down. They've been kind of matching lap times, that top 3. Kind of throw a blanket over all 3 of those, and let's see if Merrill can reel them in a little bit.
Got Graham Jacobson, the young driver out of Atlanta, whose car is off the track. I believe he's back in the garage area here, just to the left of our broadcast position. If you're familiar with the Speedway here at Indianapolis, the Formula One garages, they call them, where his team is housed, and I believe. Just can't quite see under the lip of the garage, but I believe he's tucked back here and having some work done on his car.
See a little bit of grass on the grill of Thomas Merrill. I don't know if that's going to be an issue for him or not. It's one of the things you got to worry about at this track. If you get off of these curbs onto the grassy areas, it just kicks it all up on the track, gets stopped up in the grills, and ends up causing heating problems.
It's not a hot day.
Still have to have air.
It's not a cool day.
You got to have air to cool them up.
Yeah. So we've got a new leader in Pro-Am. It's Michael LaPaglia, who's gone out to the top spot of that group. He's running back 13th overall. You see the Pro-Am drivers in the red scoring tabs on the ticker on the left side of your screen. That's how you can keep track of the two different classes of championships racing together here. Gian Buffamati picking up a spot, 95 car. Young driver from the Chicago area, 18-year-old, son of former champion of this series, Tony, and trying to exercise Dad's demons here at Indianapolis today. Tony started telling me this story back in the paddock yesterday. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, if you remember the last time TA2 raced here in 2019, I said, yeah. He said, well, I actually crossed the finish line first.
Uh-oh.
But I got penalized for contact on the last lap. He said, I made a charge at Scott Lagacy, and he said he hit the brake sooner than I thought he would, and I spun him out. He said, and I went on to take the checker flag first, and then they hit me with a penalty, so I didn't win the race.
Yeah, those hurt.
Yeah. So he said Gian's trying to exercise his demons here today. There's a look at Michael LaPaglia, red, white, and blue 31 car, driver from Murrieta, California, which is between Los Angeles and San Diego off the 15 freeway. You can drive by Boris said BMW right along in Murrieta, California on the 15 freeway.
Yeah, we'll see him later today.
Boris racing in the Trans Am Series race later on today. Michael said, there's a look at Jackson Tovo's car back in the garage area.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I know he looked forward to coming here. And like I said, they had a really good starting spot. Cars were fast. All went out in the first lap.
Yeah. So this race for position, 90 Tyler Casera, 75 Tanner Reif. Casera running in 8th, Reif running in 9th position. I mentioned Casera's story earlier, the 41-year-old from Manheim, Pennsylvania. Driver, coach for Nitro Motorsports, racing for that team here. He has won in Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series competition before. In fact, he won his 4th ever race driving one of these cars. And back behind the wheel, putting his coaching practices into practice.
Yeah, proving he knows what he's talking about when he's coaching these other drivers.
Got Tanner Reif in the 75 car chasing him. The 20-year-old from Las Vegas driving for Silver Hair Racing. And while we do that, we saw Jackson Tovo looking at his damaged car back in the paddock. Let's go downstairs to Nate Dreyer, who's with him. Apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll hopefully be able to hear from Nate in a little bit. Here is Noah Harmon on the move again. Challenge for position number 5 on Gavin Gleitzman. Gleitzman 51, Harmon 7.
Gleitzman not wanting to give it up, but it looks like he's going to have to here. Not in the preferred line through that corner, and it looks like Harmon makes that pass.
Look at Harmon sliding the back end of that car.
He's driving it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much tire he's saving.
Unlike some divisions where that white line right side of the screen is track limits, that's not the case for Trans Am. There are a few spots on the corner like right here. You got to be on the proper side of that curve at turn 7, turn 1, so on, turn 12. But other than that, they're not going to judge track limits here.
No, it's fair game on that big straightaway.
That's right.
I think we saw earlier Andy Lally was talking about they might get 7 wide over there.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see that. We've already kind of completed the start. We didn't see that, but there's enough room over there for 7.
Yeah, it's tough.
Ethan Tovo still running 3rd. He was losing a little bit of contact to these top 2.
One car down pit road, 24 of Aiden Dorby, the Scarborough main driver, in his 2nd race of this season. He is on the pit lane, and as I mentioned earlier, in these 100-mile sprints, any pit stop is an unscheduled pit stop in one of these races. So there's your lead. Looks like the gap is stable.
It's very stable. It has kind of been from the start. I don't think that Meza has allowed Alon Day to get into a position where he can challenge him for that lead. I know he talked about earlier in the pre-race show how tire management is going to be a big thing today, and I got to think that he's doing a little bit of that now. Almost kind of want to bait Alon Day into overdriving a little bit, thinking maybe he could get him.
One of the things, talking with someone way smarter than me about these things. And he said one of the things that he thinks Helio Meza is really special at is managing a gap. Finding a way to run fast enough to keep from feeling any pressure from behind, but not be burnt. Oh, the one spun around. That's Christina Lamb. And that is in a tricky spot. Let's see if she can get it going and move off the race course.
If she can get it started.
That's a problem.
There we go.
Keep going, keep going. Got it. Just as the leader comes through. That was in the final 2 corners, so that's turn 13. And Christina Lamb will rejoin the race.
Okay, you were speaking of that gap, managing a gap. That's exactly what I've been seeing here with Meza and Alonde. And then it becomes kind of a little bit of a cat and mouse, right?
Yep.
Alonde knows he's doing that. He knows he needs to save tire 2.
Yeah.
So how much do I attack right here? Do I feel like that if I close this gap up, which I don't believe Meza's going to let him do, am I going to use up too much of my stuff, my tires, and not have anything for the end? So
yeah,
it's a lot to it. It's not just getting in these cars, driving as fast as you can go every single lap. There's a craft to this, and this is something I see in these guys, and some of these youngsters learn it quickly. And Meza is obviously, he's just a natural at it, but I believe he's learned how to do this masterfully.
And one of the tricks to all of this, when your teammates, your closest competition. I think about this watching Formula One all the time. I think about it watching NASCAR. I think about it watching IndyCar. And it applies here in Trans Am racing as well. They've got the same stuff. You're all looking at each other's data. So finding a way to outrun your teammate consistently with that, I mean, that's the job, right? First, be first in the team.
Yeah, and it can humble you a little bit. Like you said, I can tell by Alonde's interview pre-race that he knows that this Meza is going to be hard to beat. I mean, just on driving ability alone, this guy is really good, and I've got to figure out some tricks. And Alonde's got a lot of experience too. He should be able to figure out how to close this gap, and he's really close, man. He's been right there the whole race, and it is something when you have a teammate and he's consistently outrunning you, and it's got to be frustrating for anybody.
Good race here for spots at the back end of the top 10. Laney Bice 27 and Gian Buffalmonte 95 as they go at it for the 10th and 11th spot coming down the main straightaway to the braking zone in turn 1. Buffalmonte with a look and Bice hanging on.
I talked to Laney earlier this weekend, and had a hard crash in an oval track, short track with a throttle issue, and then she's making her come back here, and she's talking about how it's difficult to have one of these hard crashes and come back and be competitive, but she feels pretty confident coming into this weekend.
Keith Prochek's car came down pit road. We heard from Keith at our pre-race show. That's unfortunate for a driver who's one of the contenders for the championship in the Pro-Am category. So Tanner Reif still fending off Tyler Casera there in a race for 8th and 9th as they move through Christina Lamb's car, getting back up to speed after the spin earlier. Want to get a closer look at Trans Am action? Tune into Racing America and watch Road to Glory. It's a docuseries exclusively covering the 2026 Trans Am Series 60th anniversary season. Got a lot of great behind-the-scenes access, candid interviews, and up-close action you won't see anywhere else. It's really well done, and I encourage you to watch Road to Glory all season long on all Racing America platforms. That is Christina Lamb coming to the pit lane after that spin a bit ago. You're talking about Laney Bice. Today's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Grandfather's Day to you.
There you go. I'm a proud grandfather.
I know. Andy was FaceTiming his little granddaughter last night. Championship leader in Pro-Am is on the pit lane. The hood is up.
I had a feeling they were dealing with something because he's not usually that far down the grid, and he was slipping and losing spots. Don't know what they've got going on.
Jared Aldrich in trouble after winning 4 of the 5 races this season in the Pro-Am category. And that could shake things up a pretty good bit because the lead for Jared Aldrich coming in was 58 points starting the day. Phillips had his problem on lap 1, but he's still out there slugging away. So let's see what happens when the final standings come out. You talk about Lainey Bryce, and I was talking with Lainey about her dad, Greg, who, you know, it wasn't his idea for her to go racing. She drove by a go-kart track, wanted to try it, really loved it. He ended up buying the go-kart. She's telling me a story that he ended up buying a second go-kart for him that was faster than hers. Weight difference between the two, right? But trying to make, you know, race with her. And she said every time, I'd say, tell me a good story about your dad. She said every time I'd pass him on that go-kart, I'd put the L up in the air with my fingers. She said, well, it became a thing because then every time he passed me, he put the L up in the air with his fingers. Her dad, Greg, is here today at the track. And, of course, happy Father's Day to my dad, to every dad. And I hope you're enjoying your day wherever you're watching. So there is Lainey continuing to run in 10th position. And Gian Buffamati here with his dad, Tony, running in 11th. It looks like a driver being disconnected from his ride.
That's not a good look. Yeah, he's done.
All right, so our Pro-Am Championship leader is done for the day at Indianapolis. Joe Fodero has come down the pit lane for a pit stop. Looks like they're cleaning grass from the grill of his car, so he must have done a little lawn mowing in the Boss Man Men's Grooming Ford Mustang. There's our Pro-Am leader, Michael LaPaglia from California. Beautiful looking race car.
That is a good looking Ford Mustang.
Michael's one of those guys, when you meet him, just a super positive personality. Always got a smile on his face, an easy conversation. And I said, how far is it to tow from Murrieta, California to Indianapolis Motor Speedway? He said 2,000 miles. Said my father-in-law did it and drove the whole way. He said a branch of their family is from Wisconsin. He said we're staying here the whhole week, going right from here to Road America. And we got a crash.
Yeah, that's hard
Tanner
contact.
Rife.
Oh, man. His younger brother had an incredible race out there in San Diego in the truck series. Looks like we got a full course yellow now.
Going to have a full course yellow, number 1 in this race. That is tough luck. That's both right sides.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lick right there.
Heavily used up for Tanner Rife. And the field will slow under the yellow flag for the first time in our race. So not a good day for the young man from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's very excited to go racing here in Indianapolis. Said he raced a quarter midget here once when he was like 8 or 9 in a little course they set up, and part of the complex. But
yeah, that's disappointing. His younger brother Tyler, like I was telling you, in the truck series race at San Diego, came within just a couple of corners of actually winning that thing.
All right, we saw Jared Odrick getting out of his car a minute ago. Nate Dreyer is standing by with him. Nate?
Yeah, a tough start and tough end of the day for the Pro-Am points leader, Jared Odrick. What did you feel in the 0-0? What of the team had you diagnosed on what broke?
Yeah, no, each time I came around to the front straight, my steering wheel was more and more left each time. So I think we sheared the lower control arm, and it feels like it kept going more and more and more. And it wasn't over any bumps or anything, but just sheer pressure and force. And so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what starts to get in my head is my weight and how big I am. And it's like, all right, well, no other control arm is gone, and where the most amount of the weight in the car is in the cockpit. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. I was pretty motivated to get back up front. I see LaPaglia's running pretty well, ran away from the rest of the Pro-Am. So he's a good dude, really like how he approaches racing, and I wish him good luck.
Thank you, Jared.
Yep, of course.
Jared Odrick, guys.
I got to say one thing, man. I've never heard a driver take the responsibility of breaking a lower control arm because of his weight.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's the issue. I think he was it's something that maybe a fatigue fracture or something in that lower control arm.
Tough place, Indianapolis.
Yep.
And so Jared Odrick, the Pro-Am Championship leader, is out. Tanner Rife is out of his car, you see, and the AMR safety team is there with him. We are under full course yellow in the Q3 Architecture TA2 race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, all for less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Full course yellow at Indianapolis as the cleanup continues out there in turn number 12, where Tanner Reif's car came to rest up against the outside wall after impact. Hopefully we'll hear from Tanner and find out what went on there in just a minute. Helio Meza has led all of the laps so far in this one. Alon Day started second. He's running second now. Thomas Merrill is third. Ethan Tovo is fourth. Noah Harmon is up to fifth after starting in 11th spot. You talked about turn one, lap one. Well, now turn one on the first lap of a restart can be an interesting thing. It's not a double file restart, but still an opportunity for people to make optimistic moves.
Yep, it won't be, like you said, double file and total chaos in turn one, but it is an opportunity for some of these guys that feel like they have a faster car than the guys in front of them. Noah Harmon's one that's been able to pass a lot of cars to get up there just inside the top five. We'll see if he can make maybe a move for another spot.
Riding on board with Noah, 20-year-old from DeLand, Florida. And a young man studying business real estate at the University of Central Florida. I asked Noah the other day, I said, school done for the summer? He said, oh yeah, no classes this summer. He said, I need to focus on my racing for the summer. Great young man. And there you see him at work under this yellow flag in fifth position. Shouldn't be too long before we can get back green flag racing. Attrition's been kind of a story today. We mentioned Jared Audrick. A number of other cars have been on pit road and in trouble. Tanner Reif done for the day after that crash. You've got Aiden Dorvy's car sitting on the pit lane with a problem. Jackson Tovo involved in the crash earlier. Cale Phillips is back on the racetrack but lost some time and is a number of laps down in the running order. The driver who came into the day second in the Pro-Am standings. And it looks like Graham Jacobson is back on the racetrack after his problems had found him back in the garage right at the start of the race. Jacobson, the 18-year-old who just finished his junior year in high school in Marietta, Georgia. And part of his trip here to Indianapolis, taking visits to Indiana University and Purdue University to figure out where he wants to continue his education. See some other people that have had, I don't think we mentioned Adrian Blavstowski, third in the championship, involved in that first lap incident with Jackson Tovo over in turn number 5. Adrian is on the track. He's in 16th position. There is the New Yorker.
Yeah, I don't think he got a lot of damage from that earlier contact, but he did lose a ton of track position. So now he's starting to make some of it up. I think this caution is going to help him.
Yeah, because it allows him to close the gap on the people he was racing and maybe pick up a few spots here on the restart. So there is Adrian, I think still floating on a cloud over the New York Knicks and their NBA World Championship. Adrian, of course, New Yorker through and through.
Yeah, Queens, New York.
Posted some fun social media stuff about, he said, this is how we watch the championship game in Brooklyn. So Adrian running right now in 16th position. He's also doing double duty today. He'll be behind the wheel of a GT car in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli event later this afternoon. Live here on Racing America, 1:30 Eastern Time. Our pre-race coverage begins of that one. A couple of more cars down the pit lane. Got Brian Scheibel's car on the pit lane, Jim Gallagher's car on the pit lane, Matt Gray, Christina Lamb. These are cars being shuffled to the back of the line for the restart procedure. Now that I see the cars accumulating here and the numbers. All right, well, cleanup continues, so let's step away, take a break, and come back for the restart of today's race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Helio Meza out in front of our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 field.
up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
My name is Jared Odrick, and you're watching Trans Am on Racing America.
And today, Trans Am on Racing America is live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the first of 2 races today. The Trans Am Series coming up later at 1:30 Eastern Time. And right now, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series coming back to the green flag. Next time by, I believe, was the command that I just heard from Race Control. So get ready to go back racing here today as we wrap up our first full course yellow of the event. After this event, more to watch on Racing America. Join us next week to check out the action from Winchester Speedway with the 500 Sprint Car Tour. Join us back here in Indiana next week by checking out racingamerica.com and see the full racing schedule. You ever been to Winchester?
I have been to Winchester, and it is an exciting place to watch a race. High bank, half mile, super fast.
Full of character.
Yep, it has a lot of that.
It has a lot of character, and that should be an exciting one. That's next weekend. All right, so we'll keep an eye on the pace car here as we expect we're going back to racing. Reset the front of the field for you. Helio Meza leads. Alon Day is second. Thomas Merrill third. Ethan Tovo fourth. And Noah Harmon is fifth. Gavin Gleitzman is sixth. Jace Denmark seventh. Tyler Casera is eighth. Laney Bice ninth. And Gian Buffamati runs 10th. The Pro-Am leader is Michael LaPaglia. He runs 12th overall. Second in Pro-Am is Tim Carroll, who got the pole in Pro-Am. Mentioned that earlier. And is running second in class. And another of the West Coast drivers who made the tow, J.C. Monet, is running third in Pro-Am. He's 17th overall. So the Californians showing well here at Indianapolis as we get ready to get back up to full speed racing. A cool down, a heat cycle on tires, that kind of thing, a reset for the driver. What of that might impact this restart?
Well, it always, all these heat cycles, like you said, change the car. Some for the better, some maybe not for the better, and we'll see if maybe somebody's car likes this cycle on the tires. Doesn't seem to matter much with Meza. He's able to figure it out. No matter how many cycles, no matter how many laps, he's always there.
Manage the gap, and so we'll see if he can manage the gap here over his teammate Alon Day as the field comes around the final couple of corners at Indianapolis. Left-hand turn 13, right-hand turn 14, pace cars off. Coming to the restart zone, you see that cone on the inside of the racetrack. That's the beginning of the restart zone for Trans Am Racing. Here. And there he goes, green flag, and we're back at it at the Speedway.
Got a pretty good jump over Alon Day. Alon Day's having to defend now for that second spot.
Yes, he is. Thomas Merrill looking for some running room in that black and blue Dodge. And a couple of wide behind him. That's Noah Harmon flaring out to the outside of Ethan Tovo. They'll go side by side there for 4th place. But Gianluca Bufamani got around Laney Bice back in traffic as well for a spot in the top 10. Race control says the restart is under review. So we'll see what they're looking for there. Look at this. Oh, that's going to be trouble. That's Patrick Paul gets spun around off of the nose of Preston Peebles.
Looked like that might have been intentional. I don't know what that was. Maybe an argument over space.
I did not hear them call a full course yellow, but apparently it was done.
Well, maybe that's what happened back there.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them thought it was under green, and one of them knew it was caution.
So we're slowed for a second time.
I think there's a report, maybe some debris on the back straightaway.
Yeah, I tried to monitor the race control radio channel, but I did not hear that call, but then maybe that's just me. It happens.
You don't miss much, though, Al.
It happens, you know. So our green flag action was short-lived. There is the Patrick Paul car, the Kennesaw, Georgia driver. In his 5th year of competing in this series, and he's got a wrinkled-up fender to show for that traffic jam up.
Yeah, I think there was a little misunderstanding of whether the track was green or yellow.
There certainly was on my part.
Yeah, there was up here. We didn't know it.
All right, so checking out the restart is what is under review.
I think the leader is okay. Where he went looked to be inside the restart zone.
And then this jam up that happened off the corner. See, everybody up in front slows, and 72 of Peebles did not.
Yeah, I don't think Peebles knew that yellow was out. Looks like the guys in front of him did.
Yeah.
I knew it looked unusual.
Yep. All right, let's check downstairs with Nate. I believe he's got Tanner Reif.
Yeah, Tanner Reif has been seen and released from medical after the incident that brought out the first yellow flag. First off, are you okay? And take us through what happened in that incident from your perspective.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. You know, it's just kind of a sucky deal. We keep on running into bad luck. I'm not sure what I got to do to change that, but we lost our left rear tire coming onto the big track there, and I did my best to keep it out of the fence, full throttled it, and tried to drive away from the fence and couldn't get away from it. So the left rear tapped, then the left front, and the car was smoked after that. But, you know, I just feel bad for everyone that supports me and works so hard on these cars, and my family back home, you know, doing everything I can. And you know, it was not an awesome weekend. My brother was doing a great job at the truck race this weekend. That was really fun to watch. And, you know, I just know our time's coming soon, and I just hope it's sooner than later.
All right, thanks. Glad you're okay, and good luck. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Well, good to hear from Tanner, and sorry for his bad luck. And we'll see him back again next week at Road America for sure. So obviously 2 drivers are looking to see who was in front at the last point of scoring when the yellow came out. Noah Harmon and Ethan Tovo continuing to run around side by side here under the yellow. And
they'll let the officials sort this out while they run side by side, kind of challenge it.
Lights out on the pace car. We should be coming to a restart this time.
Well, they better figure it out soon.
Race control says 7 in front of 10. So that radio traffic will take a minute to get passed on to spotters and now complied with. So, shall we do this again? Is that old saying? Cautions breed cautions. We had the first one. Now we've had the second one. Will we see a third? Pace car is off. And here we go. Completing the 22nd of 42 laps. So we'll be 20 to go here when they come across the yard of bricks this time. Helio Meza leads 28-17. Alonde is second. Thomas Merrill is third in the 26. Then it's Harmon, Ethan Tovo, Gavin Gleitzman, and Jace Denmark, your top 7. And the green is out. And we're racing again in Indianapolis.
Like they got a little better start than the last one, but he's still losing a little bit of ground to the leader, having to defend that second spot again.
Merrill looking outside. Here comes Tovo trying to get that spot back from Harmon. Hard on the brakes. Over the curb. And Gleitzman gets hit and spun around. Gavin Gleitzman is turned around from 6th position. Trying to fire it up. And he's got it going. That's tough luck there for
I'm not sure if that was a
Gleitzman.
little stack up from Ethan Tovo getting up on the curb in front of him. And it looked like some of the cars behind that stacked up, and he was the victim.
Meza with a bob and a weave down the straightaway. Merrill defensive line as he sees Noah Harmon large in the rearview mirror. Turn 9. Now right hand turn 10.
Harmon put some pressure on Merrill.
So here's a look at that restart again, under braking in turn 1.
It looks like he just cut across the nose.
Yeah, Casera was up to the fender well anyway.
Yeah, it looked like Gleitzman just turned in, just didn't leave enough room right there. That's just a tricky spot.
It is tough. Visibility out of the cars is not the easiest thing either. To see that car's got, is it at your fender well? Is it at the end of your back bumper? What are you dealing with? That's tough for Gavin Gleitzman. He's gotten it turned around and he's running again, but he's gone well back in the running order to 18th place.
I see a little technique that Alonde is using. You see him pull out a line on the front straightaway. He's not in a position to really make a challenge for the lead, but he moves out of line on the braking zone. I've talked to some of these drivers and why they do that. The track's actually a little cooler offline. You can get a little more braking action if you're not directly in line with the guy in front of you. It's a little small thing, but it's something I've been seeing Alonde. It looks like he's kind of doing it again. You'll see him move out of line just a little bit, offset. A wheel hop there from Merrill.
And Thomas Merrill, it's all kind of pressure behind him. Noah Harmon in the 7 and Ethan Tovo in the 10. Trying to keep the heat on as Alonde tries to keep the heat on the leader, Helio Meza.
Yeah, he's doing a better job of maintaining contact with the leader. I have a feeling that Noah Harmon is a better car than he's seen so far. He's been pressuring people the whole race, making passes. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get by this 26.
Oh, Merrill's car with a real bob and weave when he stabbed the brakes there at turn 12.
Yeah, he's 10 tenths right now. Merrill is trying to hold back Harmon. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it for long.
And he didn't there. Got it twisted up, and a couple of spots go by, and maybe more.
Now let's see if Harmon can, close the gap on these leaders and challenge for the lead.
So Noah Harmon up to 3rd, Ethan Tovo 4th, Tyler Casera 5th, Thomas Merrill back to 6th position.
I really think that this 7 car is going to be able to catch those 2 leaders. Is he going to use up too much car to get there, though? That's what I'm a little bit concerned about. I think for him, he's just thinking, okay, let's close the gap and see what we have when we get there. Ethan Tovo's still doing a good job, too.
Hanging right there, right? And Merrill is off the pace. Thomas Merrill has dropped off the pace, so maybe a tire going down, something gone mechanically wrong with that 26 car, but you saw him pull the driver's right off of turn number 6, and looks like there's a problem that might be developing there on the 26. We'll keep an eye on.
I kept seeing that car twitch a little bit under braking. A couple times looked like a wheel hop.
Yeah.
May have an issue going on.
So the fight for the lead up to turn number 12. Meza and Day. The only 2 winners we've seen so far this season in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. There is Jace Denmark, 68, and Gian Buffamati, 95. Having a nice run today for Gian. Started in 15th position, and he's running up in 8th. kind of looking for maybe a little good luck day for Gian. He's had more than his share of bad breaks this season, and looking to put together the full 100 miles here in this one. And again, there he is, Jace Denmark, new ride this week. He's moved over to TRB Autosport. And Jace, a young man from Phoenix, Arizona area, spent a lot of time here racing in open wheel cars on the road to Indy ladder. He's run 5 races here before, but none of those races the car had a roof or fenders over the tires.
Yeah, it's a little different technique with these cars.
A little different view for him.
You see they use all of the racetrack. You can see that right rear kind of almost hanging off into the grassy area. They need that, try to arc that as much as possible to get the most speed they can in that 90-degree left-hand turn in turn 7.
Yeah.
They use all the curbing there too as well. Yeah, Londay, he's keeping Helio Meza honest.
Yeah, you watch and think about this view from Londe's windshield, but you watch these guys lap after lap after lap, and you keep waiting for Meza to make some mistake somewhere. Like, see a tire smoke under one of these heavy braking zones or something, and it never happens.
No. He is something else now, and I tell you, he's a very confident driver when you talk to him. We saw him in pre-race. He's always smiling. He's always happy, and just does an incredible job behind the wheel.
So again, these two drivers racing for 6th and 7th spot. Denmark 68.6, Buffalmonte 95 car running in 7th. Seamus McKendry has moved up to the 8th position now. The 20 car started back in 12th. 9th is the Pro-Am leader, Michael LaPaglia, driving his Ford Mustang. He is the leader in Pro-Am, 9th overall. Eric Caton running in 10th. As you watch LaPaglia there, being pressured by Caton. Caton, the driver from here in Indianapolis. His car coming from the Skillman Automotive Group. Eric works there as a service manager at one of the Skillman dealerships in town, and they support his racing efforts here. And here is the local guy trying to find a way to pick up a spot and move into the 9th position. Eric Caton, car 71.
He's right there.
Bright red Ford Mustang. Kind of a nod here. That orange machine right there, 46, that was your Pro-Am pole sitter. That is California's Tim Carroll in his Chevy Camaro. Mentioned his story earlier. Driver who competes on the West Coast, made the decision kind of late to take it a shot here, and wound up qualifying on pole position for the Pro-Am competition. He's running 2nd now.
And just in front of him, you saw Adrian Lasowski. He finally making his way back up through the field after that first lap scuffle he had, and off track, lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
He's methodically working his way up just outside the top 10.
Driver that's 3rd in the championship in the Cube Career Architecture TA2 Series. And that setback on the opening lap didn't help things today for sure, since the two guys that are in front of him in the championship standings are running 1st and 2nd. So kind of a damage control effort here for Adrian.
Still 15 laps remaining for him to gain some more spots. Try to minimize the damage on the day.
Look at Carroll in that orange Chevrolet. Running behind him is Stanton Barrett. Stanton up to 13th position in the race. Laney Bice has slipped back to 14th. And Keith Procek has moved back up to 15th. Mentioned Procek was on pit road earlier in the race. But Procek, one of the title contenders in Pro-Am, has moved his way back up to 3rd place in the Pro-Am competition. So Stanton Barrett in the green and orange and yellow spoilered machine being pursued by Laney Bice.
Laney Bice is going to have a good position on Barrett as they enter turn 1. Yep, no problem.
So put Laney up to 13th position, Stanton to 14th. And that blue number 2 is Joe Perdero, the Austin, Texas driver. He is not on the lead lap. He lost the lap earlier, and he's running back in 21st place, 1 lap down the race leaders. Almost got those right sides off in the grass here. We're getting into turn 7.
Let's see how much of the track she's using there.
Yeah, every bit.
I love this shot from drone.
Chasing him out to turn number 11 and up onto the famed Indianapolis Oval. You're watching this broadcast on Racing America, and if you're joining us for the first time, there's a lot more to see. You can log on to racingamerica.com and get all your favorite racing news. Got lots of grassroots live streams from across the country. Got behind-the-scenes NASCAR Cup team content. And, of course, Trans Am and TA2 Racing and their behind-the-scenes content as well. racingamerica.com. Check it out. Of course, we'll be here with the Trans Am Series by Pirelli racing in Indianapolis. 1:30 Eastern Time. We'll start our pre-race coverage of that one. As we continue to follow the tour around America in this 60th anniversary season of Trans Am competition. You would not believe the list of Indianapolis 500 drivers and winners who've also made a name for themselves in Trans Am racing. That will be part of our pre-race show coverage later on. On board, Adrian Wlostowski, running in 11th place.
He's looking to crack that top 10, and he's closed in on these cars. I think he's going to have a shot at getting up there.
Here's Caton to the inside of LaPaglia. And Eric Caton is going to move up to a spot. That'll be the 9th position for Caton.
Wlostowski looks like he's going to try to take advantage of this as well.
Yeah, it's not going to be the 9th spot, is it? They're going to mix it back up. LaPaglia is going to hang on to that, and Caton's going to have his hands full holding off Wlostowski. Lady Bice has closed quickly up on the back of this group. Make this, what, a 5-way fight. Tricky turn 14. Get the power down, slide up onto the banking of the main straightaway. Momentum is everything because it's a long straightaway. Here's Bice to the inside of Carroll.
Makes a clean pass on Carroll. Lady Bice now trying to make up some ground. I'm not sure what happened. She lost some spots somewhere, and looks like she's able to pass back up through there.
Love that camera angle. You see how the back ends of the cars are sliding.
Yeah, these cars, unlike the Trans Am cars we'll see later today, have the, got one around.
Yep, that is Jim Gallagher, Pro-Am driver, spun around in turn 1. Looks like he is not under power at the moment. Keep an eye on that, see if he can get her fired up and drive away.
You know, I point these cars, though, they have the same size tires on all the way around, so they don't have that big rear tire. So that's why you'll see those back end step out a little bit. You can see the drivers really, hustling the cars.
Yeah, slinging them around. And again, another spot where you're coming off that right-left we were talking about onto a long straightaway and a big passing opportunity. So you got to have all the speed and momentum you can.
Right here you see Adrian Wlostowski. I think he might be in a position to challenge down into turn 1. We'll see. Not able to do it there.
Gallagher car has moved away, and that section of the race course is green. So all this going on from 9th on back. 31, red, white, and blue, Michael LaPaglia, the Pro-Am leader in 9th. Behind him, Eric Caton in 10th, Adrian Wlostowski, Lady Bice. Got Tim Carroll, Stanton Barrett. All mixing up.
making a big move on Lasowski here. That's the problem here. If you don't make that pass, you saw Lasowski try to make the pass on Clayton, but didn't work. All of a sudden now he's getting past.
That momentum broken. Yep. And Eric Caton finally able to get by Michael LaPaglia and make it stick this time. So put Eric Caton up into 9th. LaPaglia back to 10th. Laney Bice 11th. Adrian Lasowski 12th. Tim Carroll 13th. And all this, the best racing on the speedway at the moment as we get down to 10 laps to go. Defensive line here for LaPaglia as Bice will go to the outside. If she can make it stick on the entry
Trying to do it the hard way.
She'll have the inside line for turn 2. Caton locking it up.
Yep.
Got her low down and hung on.
Looks like everybody did a good job right there. That could have been bad for all 4 of those.
Yeah.
Little lockup in front of Laney Bice.
And got Joe Federo spun around turn 1.
Got some damage on the left front as well. Okay, Laney Bice got a good position going into turn 7 now. Makes a clean pass.
So she gets by LaPaglia, who continues to be the Pro-Am leader. Next car in line in Pro-Am is the orange number 46 of Tim Carroll. And you see he's kind of fallen off this group. Not missing anything up front. Helio Meza's put a second on Alon Day.
One around.
Oh, there we go. That's Lasowski. And LaPaglia. Keeping his foot in it to try and get it through the grass and not get stuck. That was tough for turn 12. And looks like everybody gets away and is okay, but that's going to give us a new leader in Pro-Am, or should. And in fact does. Keith Prochek will become the leader in Pro-Am. So the twists and turns of this day, at one point Prochek was on the pit lane under the first full course yellow that we had, but here he is now avoiding the carnage of the class in front of him. And that is Keith Prochek in that blue and white and black number 9, who's now your Pro-Am leader. The orange car behind him is second place in Pro-Am. That's Tim Carroll. LaPaglia is now back in 3rd in Pro-Am. And remember that the championship leader, Jared Audrick, out of the race. The second place driver in the Pro-Am Championship was caught up in a turn 1 early spin and fell way behind. In fact, Cale Phillips is showing down in 28th place at the moment. So around the outside of Prochek goes Gavin Weitzman, trying to regain ground from that spin in turn 1 a little while ago. So
this battle's heated up, though.
Yeah, first and second in Pro-Am will be nose to tail on the race course. Prochek in the blue, black, and white 9, and Carroll in the orange and black number 46. Here they are.
Like Tim Carroll's putting some pressure on Prochek here.
Yeah, we weren't able to see it, but I think Carroll got knocked around earlier in some of the traffic because he fell out of that group, and now he's digging his way back forward. And this is for the lead of the Pro-Am in turn number 7. I think if you look carefully, you'll see the left rear fender behind the tire on that orange 46 car, flapping around a little bit like maybe he'd had some contact from somebody.
I saw
earlier.
that. That may explain why he lost some spot.
Well, 7 laps to go. There'll be 6 for these drivers.
Project doing a pretty good job holding off what looks like a faster car. I think Carroll's a little bit faster. Going to have his hands full for a few laps if he's going to hold him off.
Had all kind of trouble getting off that corner.
That wasn't the corner he was looking for, but he does hang on to the spot.
Little momentum run down the main straightaway, though, for the Pro-Am race lead. Tim Carroll to the inside of Keith Procek. Procek hangs with him. He's got the inside line off this corner. Then Carroll will have the inside line through the next 2.
This is for the top step on the podium.
So the 50-year-old from Santa Ana, California, Tim Carroll, 2-time TA2 winner, and a winner last season in the TA2 Western Championship, goes to the top spot in our national championship TA2 class race today here in Indianapolis. Seconds now, the gap from first to second up front for the overall race lead. So Helio Meza continuing to do his thing. Looking at the podium positions, Noah Harmon is well clear of Ethan Tovo now. He's got a 6-second gap on Ethan Tovo for the final step on the podium in the overall race. Tyler Casera is another 5.5 seconds behind Ethan Tovo. Jace Denmark only a second behind Casera in 6th. Gian Buffamani another 5 seconds back in 7th. So things a little spread out here as the grind of this Indianapolis race beginning to show in the standings with some of the gaps that have been built. Here's your race leader. Turn 12 braking zone.
Now he's put a couple of seconds now on Alon Day. Now that he can see the end of the race in sight, he's probably not saving a lot at this point. We know Day's probably full throttle here.
It's been fun to see. I first met Helio Meza preseason testing down at Sebring back in January, and young man trying to get a feel for first full season with this team and what his race car was going to be like, and new media people and new team members and all that kind of thing. When he interviewed with us today on the pre-race show, right? You ran up to him and grabbed him. We were actually supposed to meet him someplace else, and we were having a little technical difficulty, so you ran over and grabbed him, right? Ran right out there, pulled his fire suit on, big smile, confident as could be. You just see the confidence, not just in the racing, but what the racing results and the atmosphere are doing for the overall, I'll call it, presentation and confidence of this young man. He's going places.
And he handles it so well. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me how, these really young guys conduct themselves. And he's real professional about the way he goes about his craft, and obviously he's great talent.
Helio Meza, 18 years old, from the Houston area, Spring, Texas. Not just driving these Q3 Architecture TA2 Series cars this year, also running a variety of other things. He jumps on a plane, goes down to the NASCAR Mexico Series for some races there. He's running in some late model races in different places.
He runs my home track at Hickory Speedway.
Yep. And every place he goes, I was super impressed. The only race he hasn't won this season in this series so far was at Limerock, and he didn't win the pole, but he wound up finishing 7th in the race, racing in the rain, which he really didn't have any experience doing. And his answer to that was, I learned 1,000 lessons today that'll make me better. That was his answer to finishing a disappointing 7th after starting on the front row.
That's how you get to be as good as he is. You're learning something every lap you're in a race car.
Alon Day won that Limerock race. He qualified second. He's run second all race long here today. He'll continue to be second in the championship in the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. The driver from Israel is just that 1/10 of a second a lap behind his teammate at this point.
Yeah,
and
they've actually matched lap times quite a few laps, but like every third lap, looks like Mesa was able to squeeze a few more tenths.
Four-time champion of the NASCAR Euro Series is Alain Day, and he cut 28 points from his deficit to Meza with that win at Limerock, but he's going to lose a bit of that today by running second to his rival for the title. But another solid day for Alain Day all day long and all weekend long, really, here at Indianapolis. Noah Harmon, driver of the day. Besides Meza, I think it is for me.
I think so for sure. I just, the way he started, 11th on the grid and able to pass all the way up to third on speed. I mean, he's passed all these guys to get into third spot. I thought that he had enough car to get up and challenge these leaders, but might have used up a little too much early.
And maybe with another yellow flag and another crack at it later in the race, but still, great drive today for the 20-year-old from Florida, Silver Hair Racing, and their Chevrolet Camaro, High Point Rockers in Q3, supporting Noah Harmon, and a great drive today for Harmon as he continues to impress. Right on board with him. Noah's a tall guy. They did a little fun thing. You want to check out Silver Hair Racing social media or some of the Racing America social media channels. Did a fun thing over at the Brickyard Crossing Golf Course with Noah and Laney Bice and Tanner Reif and Helio Meza. Very tough par 3 7th hole that's actually inside the infield of the Speedway. They played it, and let's just say that some were better than others. Noah's really good.
Oh, really?
Don't get in a golf match with him. I'll just say that.
Thanks for the warning.
Yes. Having a fine day, though, driving for that Silver Hair Racing team. And again, driving the day, as far as I'm concerned, climbing from 11 up to a podium spot for Noah Harmon.
Yeah, gets my vote as well.
So again, TA2 running pretty much static at the moment. And up front, it is Helio Meza continuing now to churn out laps. As you look at, that's Christina Lamb, had to spin earlier, has continued on. Oh no, Michael LaPaglia is down pit road. Driver that was competing for the win in Pro-Am and led so much of the race. He's come down pit road with water spewing from the overflow of that car. Probably got some grass up in it when he made that had that spin over.
Yeah, I thought that might be an issue for him later, and it ended up causing a problem.
Tough way for a great race to end for LaPaglia, as he'll not make the finish at Indianapolis today. There it is.
Yeah, you can see the grass is falling down on the splitter.
Yeah. Might have a.
No,
they got a tire down as well.
They got a lot of problems.
Yep. Well, as he told us earlier, he's staying here, going right up to Wisconsin from here, visit with some family, and they'll work on fixing that car up as well to race with us at Road America next weekend here on Racing America as the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series season marches on. So the gap from first to second, 3.7 seconds as Helio Meza comes through turn number 12 now. And comes back off of turn 14 onto the main straightaway. And waiting for him at the yard of bricks will be the white flag. Waving over the young driver from Spring, Texas. And there's one lap to go to win at Indianapolis for Helio Meza. If you're not familiar with part of his backstory, a young man that, yes, is named for Helio Castroneves, the 4-time Indianapolis 500-mile race winner. He was super excited to get to race at Indianapolis, where his namesake is so famed and so accomplished. Of course, Helio, known as Spider-Man, because when he wins the races, he climbs the fences and celebrates with the crowd. Helio was kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that.
You were kind of baiting him into it a little bit.
You know what?
Let's see.
You're going to
might get the chance.
You're going to get to kiss a brick. But another Helio on his way to an Indianapolis victory today. A few more corners to go as he works now turn number 9. That left-hander, now the right-hand turn number 10. Some lap traffic ahead. And now 4 more corners to go. There's turn 11. Up into the south end of this famed race course that first opened in 1909.
He can cruise from here.
Not quite. Alonde's still hanging there.
Yeah, at least he doesn't have to overdrive the car. He can just kind of cruise to the finish.
Final corner, and the Yard of Bricks is ahead. Helio is going to celebrate a win at Indianapolis again. It's Helio Meza who wins the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series race at the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He wins it by 2.7 seconds over his teammate Alonde. Noah Harmon is going to take 3rd position on the day, final spot on the podium. And the Pro-Am Championship, Heath Procek leading Tim Carroll there. As our final runners in the top 10 finishing positions make their way to the Yard of Bricks. There's Eric Caton across in 9th, Laney Bice in 10th. Adrian Rostovsky will finish in the 11th position. And here comes the Pro-Am fight, 1 and 2. Procek and Carroll across the Yard of Bricks. That one came down to just a couple of car lengths.
Right to it.
But Procek was able to hold on.
Ethan Tova, great drive today. Just missed out on getting a podium finish. Still a great day for him.
Well, we're paid to have words, so we can't run out of words to describe what this young man has done in this series this season. But the amazing Meza continues his run of performance, only slowed by the rainy conditions in Limerock. A 5th win in 6 tries this season, and overall in a TA2 car, a 6th win in 7 tries for Helio Meza. Incredible. He's going to get to kiss a brick at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the traditional celebration, and celebrate a win at this greatest race course in the world. More post-race coming up as Helio Meza has taken the checkered flag at the same place where Helio Castroneves has won the Indianapolis 500 4 times.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Big news for car lovers everywhere. Now you can get Next Gen at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. Every Next Gen formula is built with advanced ceramic technology, and that means a deep gloss finish, serious protection, and long-lasting durability for your paint. World-class racing teams trust Next Gen to protect their race cars under the toughest conditions. And you can trust Next Gen to protect your car every day. Find Next Gen ceramic protection at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Get ready for race day with Stack Auto Lifts. The world's fastest racers and the most trusted garage lifts come together to elevate every moment on and off the track. From rugged 4-post lifts and powerful 2-post systems to space-saving single-post and scissor lifts, Stack Auto Lifts delivers strength, precision, and performance for every garage. Brought to you by Stack Auto Lifts, created by racers for racers. Proud partner of Race America for the 2026 season.
Welcome to RacingAmerica.tv. From the local short tracks to the road racing stars of Trans Am, we have you covered. Subscribe now for live access to over 200 grassroots races streaming all season long. Watch anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or TV apps. Get a 10-year archive of grassroots races, plus behind-the-scenes NASCAR team coverage. And when the spotlight turns to Trans Am, Racing America brings you front-row access to the action. This is racing at every level. This is Racing America.
Helio Meza has won the Q3 Architecture TA2 Series race today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's pulled into the victory podium, and Nate Dreyer is there.
Helio Meza back in victory lane again, his 5th triumph of the season. And with a name like Helio, you have to go to victory lane at Indianapolis. He learned so many lessons, he told our Alan Bestwick, after he failed to win for the only time this season, last time out in the rain at Limerock, as he congratulates his entire team. Another solid performance, able to hold off his teammate Alain Day for first off qualifying and then the entire race after that as well. The youngster gets the helmet off, and my goodness, Helio, you were under pressure from your teammates. He has a hug, and man, you're under pressure from your teammate Alain Day all weekend long. Qualifying was tight in the race. How are you able to just manage the gap to wind up in victory lane again?
Yeah, Alain's he's been getting closer. He's been working hard, and you know, he got me at Limerock and kind of defeated my streak there. But coming here to Indy, I was determined. I was motivated, and yeah, like you said, in practices, he was right there. We were 1-2 in the test sessions and qualifying, so super tight as well. So I knew going into the race he was going to be the guy to beat, and man, like I said in the pre-race interview, I think tire management was the name of the game here, and I felt like I did that pretty well, and I think that showed at the end. But I couldn't do it without my amazing team. They worked their butts off. I cannot explain enough, and we're always first ones at the track, last ones to leave, and that's my type of team. So can't thank my crew guys, my dad. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My dad for all the incredible things he does for me. And so Chevrolet, Alessandro's Racing, Heraldo Media Group, all my sponsors. My mom came out here to watch with me, my brothers. So there's a lot of people that make this possible. It's not me, but everyone around me.
Helio, you're named after the Helio Castroneves as the 4-time winner in the Indianapolis 500. What does it mean to go to victory lane at Indianapolis?
It means a lot. I think that had a little bit of luck to do with it this weekend, but I was joking around with the guys saying if we won, we were going to climb the fence. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but shout out to Castroneves. He's also been a hero of mine that I've seen growing up, and obviously with all his talent. And here at the Hall of Fame, and so yeah, just super excited to be here in victory lane at IMS.
Congratulations, Helio.
Thank you.
Helio Meza back to victory lane for a 5th time this year, Alan.
And does it at the greatest race course in the world, and continuing to show mastery this season. And what a talent for the future, and he's just getting started today. So Helio Meza wins at Indianapolis, and a look at the final results from our round 6 of the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Unofficial results, of course, but it's Meza scoring the victory over Alain Day, who finished 2.7 seconds back in second. A podium for Noah Harmon today, comes home 3rd.
Yeah, Nathan Tovo just missed that podium finish. Great race today. See the rest of these finishers, and you get Lainey Bice back there rounding out the top 10. She hung tough all day.
Good solid top 10 for the local driver, Eric Caton, from nearby Carmel, Indiana. A little deeper into the field, we'll find the Pro-Am winner, and a great race right down to the finish for Pro-Am. Keith Procek with his 2nd Pro-Am win of the season. Tim Carroll just missing out by a couple of car lengths from that victory. They finished 1st and 2nd, with J.C. Monet also getting a podium spot in the final rundown in our Pro-Am Championship. A lot of trouble today for a lot of drivers. Attrition took its toll in this one, including the Pro-Am Championship leader coming in on the day, Jared Ondrick, who did not finish this race, and so those standings will take a bit of a shake-up. His closest rival for the title, Cale Phillips, had trouble early in the race and finished back in 26th position. So that's how they ran in race 1 of 2 today. Coming up at 1:30 Eastern Time, we're back here with you on these Racing America outlets to see the Trans Am Series by Pirelli go racing here at world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So the takeaway from this one for Cube 3 Architecture is people have work to do. Yep. Because that young man, even his teammates, that young man is just on a roll.
Yeah, it looks like Alain Day has made a little gain, like he said. Kind of kept him honest today, but they're going to have to find a little extra if they're going to be able to get up there and mix it up with Meza. He's just an incredible talent. And the Toyotas, I mean, like I said, Ethan Tovo showed up there in 4th. They made an incremental gain, so let's see if they can do that again as we go to Road America.
Next up for the Cube 3 Architecture Series, next weekend on the Big Fast 4-Mile National Park of Speed, Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. And again, we're far from done today here at Indianapolis. Coming up at 1:30 Eastern Time, we'll be live here on Racing America with more action from the Brickyard as the Trans Am Series by Pirelli hits the track. Matthew Brabham is on the pole again, but he's got Martin Raginger alongside in Burton Racing's number 7 car, and we'll see how that one turns out when the Trans Am Series cars take to the Speedway. Again, our pre-race coverage starting at 1:30 Eastern Time from here at Indianapolis. So that comes up a bit later on today from here at the Speedway. Weather looks like it's going to hold off, be a beautiful afternoon, and hope you take a lunch break and come on back with us as we bring you the Trans Am Series by Pirelli this afternoon at, again, starting at 1:30 Eastern Time. So today, it was all Helio Meza. He started on pole, survived the scramble into turn 1, lap 1, and the challenge from Milan Day on his outside. It got rough for a number of drivers. Jackson Tovo, Adrian Vostovsky getting turned around lap 1. That was Christina Lamb getting spun around as well. But in the end, a couple of full course yellows and a couple of other crashes. Nothing headed Helio Meza as he started on pole, led every lap, and pulled away to score the win. His 5th in 6 tries this season in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Next up, for these drivers and teams, it's Road America next weekend, live here on Racing America. And will we see more of this afternoon in the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli? We're back with you live from Indianapolis Motor Speedway in just a couple of hours to see the big, mean, nasty, full-bore Trans Am cars take to this world-famous road course. For Nate Dreyer, for Andy Petrie, for our entire Racing America crew, Alan Bestwick from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Helio Meza has won, just like his namesake Castroneves. He's won at Indianapolis.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Racing America. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Buffalo Grove, Illinois zone, HP Tuners, Cope Race Cars, Keith Prochek. All right, JC, tell us a little bit. It's up and down and up and down. You're off the podium, back on the podium. How's it feel to be here?
Like a bridesmaid, but I finally got married. No, these guys are fast as hell. Everybody knows that. Just proud to be this whole class, the whole group. I mean, nobody's slow. The slowest guy on TV might look like, oh, he's going slow. That guy's a badass in his own right. So just being with these guys anywhere, especially on the podium with these guys, I can't complain. Him and I are great friends. We razz each other all the time. He's lucky I'm up here with him because otherwise I would have embarrassed him from the crowd. But no, big shout out to everybody, all the fans. My whole crew did a great job. Did not one mistake. My wife on the radio calling the shots on the passing. Some good battles with all these guys. LaPaglia, some other guys, I don't even know their names, but fast guy, a lot of fun, good camaraderie. Just love being here. It's Indianapolis. What can I say?
IMS. Let's hear it. JC Monet. All right, Tim, did you travel out with JC out here from California?
No, I got the easy ride. I got a chance to fly out here. So.
Tell us a little bit about your race, sir.
Well, it definitely was a long, hard-fought battle. There was a handful of pros that got between me and LaPaglia, and then once he got out, I'm like, all right, there's 4 of them. It's going to be so hard for me to get up to him, so we're just going to let the race see how it unfolds. And then, sure enough, after that caution, then he got drilled into 12, which sucks to see him that way. I really wanted to battle him. But after that, once he was good, then Pro Truck was in first place, and I'm like, all right, I got to get him on the brakes. We got him there, and I think we gave him a run, had a nice little gap, but then the battery was going low, so we turned the cool suit off, the helmet off, and started getting too hot, and I just cooked it into 12, just the tiniest bit, and did just one baby spin and half a car off, and then he went by, and I'm like, I got 3 to go. I think I can get it, and I think one more. I knew the spot I was going to try to get him, but unfortunately, the best man won today.
Well done. Well said. And let's hear it one more time for Tim Carroll, P2 in our Pro-Am. And Keith Prochek coming from behind, coming from the back. Can you grab both of those and tell us your story?
Yeah, thank you very much. Winning at Indy is a pretty special thing. And, I got to thank JC and Tim. We had some amazing door-to-door battles there. And, I qualified 5th, so started kind of back where I wanted to. But then I made a mistake and went off, and we got grass in the grill. So I had to make a pit stop, and then once again, we go from the back. And I just worked my way up, but I really got to thank my family's here, my wife and my kids, but especially I got to thank Travis and Mike Cope. I mean, you guys worked really hard to get the car quick, and you guys are both fathers. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers around here. And thanks for Trans Am for coming here. It's a very special place to be. I really appreciate it.
All right, that is our Pro-Am podium. I'll read their names again. Lift those trophies high. That is Keith Prochek, Tim Carroll, and J.C. Monet. All right, we're going to do a little hat dance. We thank Sunoco here as well. We're going to bring in a Cube 3 hats, and if you get really loud, sometimes they get really, throw happy with these out into the crowd. So what do you say for Cube 3? Cube 3, we like Cube 3 out there? We do like Cube 3. All right, hold those up again. Oh, there we go. Trophies up in the air. Chris is ready. Chris Clark, our series photographer. Thank you very much, Chris. We do appreciate everything Nick and his company does for us. Let's move to our Summit certificates. Summit is providing us, all the drivers, all the podium folks here, $50 in Summit certificates. So we thank Summit for that. A great supporter of the Trans Am series. All right, let's go to our next hat dance. We'll take those back and swip out some Pirelli hats. We have a special hat for Keith, the P1 hat up there. Next time, guys, I'm sure you'll get there. Pirelli, the tires that all of these cars are running out there, a great sponsor for us, a presenting sponsor across all the TA series. One more time, high and up in the air, guys. All right, excellent. And now, if you would hand those trophies to our friends, we're going to give you a little bit of celebration champagne. I would ask you do not spray the photographers, please. Please do not spray the photographers. But anyone else is fair game. I'm running away as far as possible. You cannot spray anybody behind the fence. There we go. You got it in the eyes. Keith, he knows how to wear those sunglasses up on stage. That's a pro right there. Going to be a pro pretty soon. All right, that's our Pro-Am. Let's switch gears. We've got our pros waiting out there. Nick, you ready? He was born ready. All right, here we go. From DeLand, Florida, the High Point Rockers, Cube 3 Chevy Camaro, it's Noah Harmon. All the way from Ashdod, Israel, the JSSI SLR M1 race car Chevy Camaro, it's Alon Day. And from Spring, Texas, Alessandros Racing SLR M1 Chevy Camaro, Helio Meza. All right, let's jump up there, Helio. Gonna go over here real quick, and we'll talk to Noah. Noah battling for the podium space with, I think, one of the Tovos. Ethan, I think you were battling him with. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, a really good race. We struggled a bit yesterday in qualifying, so started a bit further back than we originally wanted to, but we had a really good race car today, and we were able to work through the field. And just thanks to all the guys at Silver Hair Racing, everyone at High Point Rockers and Cube 3 Architecture for making this all possible.
All right, well done. Let's hear it one more time for Nora Harmon. Alon, could you think of your life racing at IMS, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
It's not the first time here. I already did a race here in the Oval. But yeah, it's always nice to be here. Always good energy. I wish I could be the winner now, but it is what it is.
That's what second place sounds like, and that's probably what it should sound like. Anyone you'd like to thank, Alon?
Yeah, JSSI. Without them, I wouldn't be here. So, yeah, Thanks to JSSI for sponsoring me. Team SLR, they did an amazing job. 1-2. Couldn't be better than that. So, yeah, everybody who works on the car, each one of them, they did an amazing job.
Well done, Alon. Keep the head up. You'll get there. I know you've been on top before. He wants to get there back on. Let's hear it for Alon one more time. All right, he's on top step today. It's not a unfamiliar place. The 28 Helio. Tell us a little bit about it. It's good to be on the top step.
Yeah, it feels great. Alon took my crown at Limerock, and I'm glad to have it back. But no, all in all, Alon's been super fast all weekend. He's been keeping me on my toes. Testing, practice, we've just been battling really close. I mean, I think in the final test we were within a tenth of each other. So just really happy to be here. Every time I roll off a pit lane, I have to pinch myself because of how cool it is to be at this place. But I'm really glad my family, my mom, happy Father's Day to my dad. I appreciate all that he does for me. My little brother Marcel, Alonso, Chevrolet, Team SLR, Alessandro's Racing, and Alto Media Group. There's so many people that are a part of this, and I got to thank Racing America for all the good coverage that they do. Q3 Architecture TA2 Series for putting on a great series and allowing us to show our talents, and just super happy with this result.
Thank you, Helio. I'm going to step back. Raise those trophies high in the air. We'll start the hat dance. You should keep cheering for our friends Helio, Alon, and Noah. All right, let's jump over to Cube 3. Again, if you get loud, those cubes and hats start flying. They absolutely do. That orange, look at that. There's somebody over here. I think these folks are looking for that. We like the 3 out. If we can, that's a good photo for us to make happen. There we go. They've done it before. Hold that up. 3 out. There we go. Love shooting that. All right, let's go to our Summit certificates. We thank Summit again. Let's bring them in. Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Woo, in the back row. Well, those are going out. Somebody's going to get loud here a second. All right, let's move it over to our Pirelli. We got Pirelli, right? Pirelli's next. There we go. Let's bring up our overall series sponsor. Again, all cars are on Pirelli tires. Helio gets the number 1. And as we prepare for our celebration, we do have 2 underage. Helio and Noah are under 21, so they get some sparkling water. Bring the sparkling water. Oh, and he says, no, maybe Alan will share. I'm not allowed to say that, but, We'll take the trophies out of the way. Stand back. Please do not spray the photographers.
I told Elio about this. So.
All right.
The other guys can move out.
Yep. All right, you ready to go? Go for it. Spray them, spray them, spray them. Rock and roll. All right, Helio, stay up there. We've got a special attempt at a YouTuber's idea to put a camera on this thing. So let's see what happens when he tries to spray it with a camera attached to it. This could be a moment. I don't know. You might want to stand back. Not really sure what's going to happen. You ready, Helio? All right, camera's ready. Everybody, go for it, buddy. Let's see what happens. Woo! All right. Okay. Oh, it's all over the place. He's doing it. Helio, thanks for having fun with us. Thanks for the support of all you guys out there in the racing world. We appreciate your fans. Hey, we got another race coming in here pretty soon. So see you guys in a bit.